Good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Arcane Adventures. As always, before we jump into tonight's episode, we do have a few session announcements to get through. The first being your weekly reminder that we have quiz questions available every Tuesday and Friday under the post section of our YouTube channel, which is at Arcane_Adventures. And in conjunction with those quiz questions, at the same time, we release shorts highlighting the most iconic moments of our session episodes for all your laughs and enjoyments on the internet, also releasing every Tuesday and Friday. We've got 2 new episodes of Dungeon Master Deep Dive, inviting you to take a look behind the screens with me, Mason. One is already out, actually, right now, and the next one will release on Wednesday, December 3rd at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, we will have no episode releasing on Friday, November 28th, as we'll be off for Thanksgiving here in the United States. So after this episode, we'll be back on Friday, December 5th, as the adventure does, in fact, continue. And, of course, from all of us here at Arcane Adventures, we hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving and know that we are very thankful for you. But that is all of our session announcements for this evening. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Arcane Adventures. And welcome back. Last we left off, we descended from the frostbitten waste into an aerial hangar bay, or what the remains of it were, at least. As we descended into this space, a vast chamber lined with airships, it was Pura who named himself captain of one of these vessels, and Paloma who has maybe destroyed the other 4. We really haven't gotten to the bottom of that yet, but that's probably going to be okay. Maybe that's not really a concern, right? But Paloma did become the, lieutenant alongside Pura, who has named himself captain of this Spelljammer vessel. But on a hunch, maybe, or a leap of faith, literally, in an elevator shaft, we took a leap into such a shaft and descended all the way down to sublevel 20 of the northeast plate in a rather rambunctious landing, but found, in a stroke of luck maybe, or fate, the Cortuxuk deep interfacing core, where we were able to interface with this semi-sentient arcane intelligence that we have been looking to find for quite some time while in the exploration here in Akadon, hoping that it might grant further insights into what the Akadonians were up to when Akadon was still Akadon. However, it seems that all of you lack one important piece to gain here with Cortuxuk, and that is access. You are not permitted with the proper authority channels to get access to that kind of information, but Cortuxuk did provide a workaround, and that would be Paloma resetting Cortuxuk using Ma'Rek's. But deciding to hold off for some time and see what else we could learn while here on the northeast plate, we ascended to sublevel 7, where we interfaced with Cortuxuk a little bit more. Paloma got shot at by a sentient longbow, and Altrix investigated the remains of Project Dilacon's control room. Not quite sure what that fully entails yet, but deciding to take a little bit of a break after their exploration has continued, we ascended back to sublevel 1, back to the hangar bay, Pura's ship that we're now in, and prepared to take a long rest for the evening, as we have now moved into the 27th day of the month of Umtet here in Alethea. But it is during that long rest that Rancor, after investigating Ma'Rek earlier in the day, decided to take a jab, maybe, at Genevieve and learn what he could of her background, including her names and aliases, and was rather shocked, and is still rather shocked at this very moment, to find that Genevieve Songweaver is actually the daughter of the Titanium Blade, one of the individuals responsible for his parents' death and also leaving him as he currently is, and an individual you have all linked to some rather shady dealings across the continent of Phenorbia. And that's where we'll continue as we begin this evening, though I must note before we do that I did make a small miscalculation, and we are actually a few moments before dawn. We have about an hour and a half or 2 hours or so, but all of our players that do have items that regenerate at dawn will go ahead and retain those abilities. But we will now resume with Rancor in this moment facing off with Genevieve as the book has clambered to the floor, a blood spot from the hours earlier from Ma'Rek's excessive donation splattering across the floor. As we pick up with Chapter 8, Episode 16, Protocols and Progeny. Rancor, Tell me what is going through your mind in these mere seconds since you have read what is on the page.
To be quite frankly, I couldn't quite tell you. It is a mix of conflicting emotions, but probably the most prominent one surfacing is fear.
Sure. And Genevieve, since you're standing here as well, you can see Rancor's book, what Rancor read with his spectacles before it dropped to the floor. What is going through your mind in this moment as there's a bit of tension building in this space?
Confusion, as well as curiosity. She is, very confused and curious to what has elicited such a reaction. So much so she may be led to approach very slowly, but wants to not as much render aid, but kind of figure out what's going on.
Sure. And before we continue with the two of you in this space, let's quickly identify where the rest of Lorem Ipsum is located. Now, we know where Pura is. He's in the cockpit, cackling away once again, and that explains why he'll be unavailable for probably the remainder of forever, if you let him. But Paloma, Sizik, Altrix, Ma'Rek, where are the four of you? And you can answer individually, of course.
First of all, I'm going to do my 2 rolls for the day.
Totally fair. Absolutely. Understood.
Is there a kitchen on the ship?
Pura has... Yes. Yeah, there is.
Then I am definitely rummaging around to try and find something.
Okay, so down the hall from the bedroom, or the bedroom quarter spaces, Sizik is rummaging through pots and pans and boxes of long spoiled foods. Paloma, where are you at? Oh, sorry, Mark.
No.
Okay. Okay, cool. Ma'Rek, what about you?
I'm wandering the halls to find a cool room.
Okay. And Altrix.
Altrix has found a cool room. No. Altrix is just, honestly, just in one of the most general rooms where he was doing some identifying work on some magic items they found.
Okay. All right, so the four of you, as you're not exactly in the same space as Genevieve or Rancor, do hear something thud against the metal of the ship. Not a loud reverb that pierces through this space, but one that is definitely indicative that something fell somewhere aboard the ship. But we will, at least for the time being, resume Rancor and Genevieve, whichever one of you wants to move first.
Genevieve, tell me it is not what I saw on that page is not true.
What exactly do you want me to explain?
Tell me that isn't true.
You're gonna have to explain to me what you saw. There's probably much I can't explain.
You have eyes. You can read what's on that page.
No. No. There's something wrong with you. There is no possible way that is true.
Insight check.
Okay. Rancor, give me an insight check. Genevieve, you can roll persuasion or deception, your choice. You do not have to tell me which one you are rolling with. Just say the number when you have it.
Okay, I have it.
All right, go ahead.
29.
29. All right, Rancor.
I've been outplayed.
Oh no.
I'm no longer the most insightful in the group.
All right.
Then why does it say that?
I can't begin to explain to you. I have never known my father. He was I've never seen his face. My mother never told me anything about my father. She worked with many patrons, those of high rankings, politicians, but I would have never known that this was possible.
You say he isn't your father, yet you speak of as if you know him.
I'm not expecting you to trust me or believe me. But I can tell you what I know. I can't tell you what I don't. If you would allow me to explain what I have understanding of, I ask you to keep good on our pact that we made. I meant it when I said I have your best interest. I didn't know any of this.
That wasn't character. Owens slowly floats up above Rancor's shoulder, transforming from his cane into his sword. You better have a great form of persuasion.
Let my actions speak louder than words. But I could do both. And I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on myself. And I'm going to, with my hands shaking, cast the spell and make eye contact with Rancor. Ask me anything. I cannot lie. You've got 10 minutes.
Rancor, if you'll give me an Arcana check before you continue. But an Insight check actually would also suffice here, so you can do either one.
It's the same for me.
Okay, totally fine.
But actually, I get advantage on Insight, so that is a 22.
Okay. As you focus, kind of maybe preparing yourself, maybe not, to take Genevieve's hand, you are, at least in this moment, consciously aware that Genevieve has casted a spell. You've seen Zone of Truth in action before, multiple times throughout your endeavors with this group of people. You know what it looks like, and you know that a person that cast it can choose to consciously fail, and you are aware in this moment that Genevieve has chosen to consciously fail. At least there is some basis of truth when she speaks to your answers, at least moving forward. But you can go ahead and continue.
Where were you born?
I was born in Elatar Bay, in a brothel.
Where specifically in Elatar Bay?
Places where nothing good happens. And people like me don't make anything of themselves. I tried to leave as soon as I could. My knowledge of Elatar Bay is not vast. I wasn't able to leave often enough to really gain an understanding of the city I resided in.
How did you get here?
I was recruited by assassins long after my escape from my childhood home, if you will. The information or knowledge to why they found me and recruited me is not to my understanding. But it was money, and it was a way to get myself out of there. So I led a double life. By day, I played music. By night, I killed people. And I met Ma'Rek, and we were sent on a mission to find somebody out in this frostbitten waste. Somebody that knew of things with great power. And the majority of our group died trying to find this thing. And our leader abandoned us. She left us to die. And then Ma'Rek and I banded together to survive, and we found you guys.
Who were you looking for here?
We were looking for some woman who knew of information of this place that we're in. Information that would benefit our leaders, weapons, destruction.
I need a name, details, what she looked like.
We weren't given identifiable information. We only knew that we were looking for we were looking for a woman who resides in your group. The Dragonborn, Daikia.
What would you classify the materials of this ship as? Specifically the walls.
The walls, ceiling, and floor are all made of some kind of metal that you are unfamiliar with. It is not of Ilethian source.
Is there an unobstructed path to Paloma in this ship from where we are?
You're currently unaware of where.
If I was to
Paloma
cast
is.
message on her, would it reach?
In this
120
particular, in this particular moment, there's not necessarily an unobstructed pathway, but I will let your message reach her anyway. For some reason beyond your current understanding of how things work, you can go ahead and cast that spell.
Paloma, I need you right now. In room E2. I need you now. before I do something I'm going to regret. Use it now.
Sure. And Paloma, as you step into this space, you're quite attentive to detail. You've had to be attentive to detail given the circumstances of your upbringing, especially with Sizik around. You got to be really, really attentive to detail. So as you step into the room, there's Genevieve here, there's Rancor here, they're standing. There's obviously some tension going on there. There is a twinge of magic in the air still. Ozen is floating at a attack mode position. And there is Rancor's book that you've seen before. On the ground, there is blood kind of oozing out of it. And in very clear black letters on that parchment page is Genevieve, Songweaver, and then underneath it, daughter of the titanium blade. And you can put two and two together and become at least somewhat up to speed with what's going on in this chamber.
Bot comes up.
So the amulet works on Rancor, not Ozen. Now, the mental, yes, in a certain manner that you specify. Yes, that is true. I'm going to have you roll a contested roll with Ozen in this moment. But yes, if you'll roll an athletics check or a sleight of hand, either one is fine with me. Yeah, it's totally fine. Okay.
We know it.
Maybe. 23. Paloma, you're strong, but not this strong. As you tug with a 25. Ozen, yeah, you're like, and Ozen doesn't budge.
If I may, for the sake of Will and Michelle, could we please explain what this thing does to Rancor?
That's not what it's called. It's called a link of restraint.
I'll come with you. Yeah.
And with haste, slowed down only by Genevieve's footfall, trying to keep pace with Paloma, who is half her size, you are able to quickly round up everyone else across the ship, except for Pura, who refuses to leave the cockpit under any circumstances at this time, saying, "You will not take this cockpit away from me." And he stays, but that's it.
He's getting addicted.
Yeah, that's another problem for another time. Okay. So all of you are free to make your own assumptions, caught up to speed enough, at least about what the premise of the situation is as you step into room 2. And good enough.
Well, you're just full of surprises, aren't you, Genevieve?
I surprised myself, apparently. I have no explanation for any of you. Not that I haven't already explained to Rancor. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this information. I can't imagine how any of you may feel as well.
Well, perfect. Frank? Rancor's the only one with some strong feelings right now. The titanium blade is then a foe of ours. Don't see how you being related is an inherently a problem.
Well, that is a bit of a relief to hear, at least from you.
Why?
Not to my knowledge. Ma'Rek and I were part of this group and were ordered with our other group members before their untimely death to find Ikea. And she had valuable information to us.
And
Altrix is going to cast Hex on Genevieve
yeah, I figured.
as for
now-
a second his eyes just fixate as his hand reaches for his cannon but does not immediately.
Sure. And Daikia, for both Ma'Rek and Genevieve, who has been relatively not talkative much in the last 24 to 48 hours that you've been in contact with her, but you've known since you arrived that this is the person you were looking for. The moment you heard her name, you made that connection in your head. She hasn't really spoken to you, kind of went out on a limb, I suppose, like the rest of the group did, to trust you, but does have a strange look on her face as she looks the two of you over for a moment. And what do you want with me?
We were supposed to find you,
Why?
and you have information that is valuable to our former group.
Former as in
Former?
deceased. Or otherwise.
Former
as in abandoned. They left us to rot.
What do they want?
That I'm not entirely sure. You had information that they deemed valuable, information that could turn the tides in their favor. Weapons, potentially, power,
Akadon.
things that could lead to such things.
I had information on Akadon.
Yes.
But
How'd you end
have-
up here?
Valid question.
Well, we we followed a trail. We asked many individuals of where your whereabouts could be. And we started in Elatar Bay, and we ended up in Brentaro. We didn't find you there. So then we followed a whatever lead we had, and it led us to this frostbitten hellscape. And we were stuck here for 2 months. Many of our group members died, and our lieutenant, she abandoned us and gave up, apparently, on this mission. And as Ma'Rek and I were wandering, fighting for our lives, it was chance that we stumbled upon y'all.
Chance is a way of putting it.
It's funny. If you had stayed in Brenteros, we would have been there not long after you left. You've had opportunity and time since arriving here in Akadon with us to have taken whatever you wanted and leave. Why did you not?
These people, they left us for dead. These people, who apparently are kin to me, left us to die. The horrors that we saw were unimaginable. I'm angry. I want them dead. I don't care to see you meet a grim fate, but I don't want to watch the life be sucked out of another person. Surely not by my hand.
I appreciate your honesty. Usually in situations like this, someone speaks on behalf of an entire group, but it is absolutely called for that I ask you, Ma'Rek, if you share the same sentiment as your companion, Genevieve, or if perhaps your perspective is different.
Any loyalty I had died for them that day. I wasn't really in it for the culture or anything like that. I just did what I had to survive.
Daiki is aware that Genevieve is under the effects of a spell, but is also aware that you're not. So she's going to insight check you if you'll roll a persuasion or deception check. And if anybody else wants to roll with that, you can also do that too. But I will definitely roll with Daiki. So, Ma'Rek, you can roll
17.
persuasion or deception. 17, okay. Anybody else want to roll against that?
I will.
Okay.
9.
9. Daiki has a 29. So between Paloma and Daikia, Ma'Rek, what truth is to be found in that statement? Is everything you said true? Is there some sentiment that you are still holding? At least what are your surface level thoughts as you're kind of being interrogated a little bit in this moment?
There's not much else besides the fact that it's, he's more cut and dry. There's not thoughts layered beneath that besides the fact that maybe it could be discerned that, he maybe enjoyed himself a little bit in that, but he wasn't attached to the idea of being a part of like the sort of Assassin's League that they had going on. So it's 100% truth.
That's all the questions I have.
Were there others? Others
Ed.
searching?
All killed. Bone Maws, Avalanche. We're the last two.
There's... Our lieutenant survived. She was able to get herself out of the frostbitten wastes. Her name's Quinny.
Well, if we ever happen across them, I'm sure you'll let us know, of course.
Without a doubt.
I do not wish to see any of them, but if we do, I wouldn't be sad to see them meet their end.
I don't play the game for revenge. But I understand your perspective. I'm going back to sleep. And she exits the room and will walk down the hallway.
No. If it wasn't for this stupid...
About him? No. Can we just seal off this room?
Yes, that is absolutely possible.
All right, we'll put him in timeout. I mean, if he's also in timeout...
You can still talk to me. I'm still here. I'm sorry, you're just not strong enough, I guess. I am supposed to stay by Rancor's side, and that I will do. Maybe I can talk to him in a little bit. Just give him some space. Okay.
And if he does, let us know.
Okay. Okay. And Pura, yeah, you are now Rancor and Shoni blocked in a room with no visible windows or doors anymore. It is just a metal cage. Okay.
You better let me out of here right now.
Rancor, don't be foolish. They're not going to do that. Honestly, I don't even know why you're exactly upset. I understand the name is bad, and I share the sentiment, but also, she didn't know. So how are you going to fault her for something she didn't know or was responsible for? She doesn't have any control over who her parents are.
Spell or not, I don't believe a word that lying snake said.
She's not a snake, but
She's got it in her.
fair enough, I suppose. You don't have to necessarily believe what she says, but that doesn't answer my question.
Would you have me say that I just forget that she's the daughter of Azul?
And what do you want to do about that?
I don't know, what am I good at?
If you're going to say killing, you're not. I'm good at that. That's not you. But I don't think you should kill her. That doesn't do anything. What if the titanium blade doesn't even know that this is their daughter? And what's your plan? I'm sworn in a pact to aid you in your revenge quest, which we've already talked about. I don't necessarily agree with the whole concept of revenge. I'll do what I need to do, what I think is necessary to be done. I don't think killing Genevieve is going to do anything for you, now or ever. At least not with the current information we have.
I know it's not. What else am I supposed to... How can I stop myself from doing it? You know I can't be trusted. You know that I will snap eventually. I'm only thankful I was able to get Paloma when I did. Otherwise, things would have ended much badly, or much worse.
For starters, I think calming down, like you're doing, is good. I think that's a good plan. I think that you should tell your companions that you have a concern about this. And given the nature of a place that we're in, if there's ever an opportunity for experimentation or improvement, now might be the best we're going to get. I don't know of anything from my years in Acadon that I spent in a tiny metal room that will help you here. But that is not necessarily to say that it doesn't exist. And you have a dedicated group of individuals on the other side of that wall that are willing to help you. You just have to ask.
So you want me to go pilfering around in this abandoned ruin of a failure of a civilization and hope I can poke and prod myself with something to make me better?
No. That is not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying there's no harm in looking. If you don't find anything, you don't find anything. But we made an agreement that you and I would face the world together. I did not make that agreement with Rancor. And you know that.
We're one and the same, aren't we?
You are not.
You made a pact with us, and you broke it. Back in Oceanester.
I did not.
You went against our agreement.
No. Are you trying to intimidate Shoni at the moment?
Not particularly, but if it works, I guess.
Make an intimidation check, go ahead.
I'd say 25.
I acted perhaps contrary to what you wanted, or thought you wanted, but did so with the best interest of your existence in mind. I did not break our covenant. And to be clear, the covenant has never been to get revenge. You just think that's what it's about. And I want you to make an insight check now.
Is this fucker trying to gaslight me?
No, I don't think so.
Are you gaslighting me?
Maybe. That is my job.
That is a 18.
18. You're aware that, and you've always been aware that Ozen or Shoni is a very wise and intelligent individual, very capable of manipulating certain things to a certain degree. Not necessarily in a bad way, but in one that will fulfill his contractual obligations to you. And you are aware in this moment that perhaps by enabling you to do something that you say that you want, Shoni has actually been guiding you on a different path. And that's not new information to you. It's not a new concept. That's actually been understood for a decent amount of time. But with all that's going on, it can be maybe easy to forget that the entity you swore to murder people with maybe isn't really wanting you to do that, but is instead wanting you to improve, is trying to show you that revenge is not the option. It's not a option, but instead there's redemption to be found in this walk. I have promised you, Velmon, that I will help you, just like you have promised to help me. But I will stay in this blade, even if there is an opportunity for me to leave it, until I have helped you. Murdering people does not fix anything. It does not fill the hole in your heart that your parents left. It does not save you. I do not want you to become corrupted. I do not want you to become like the people you are so desperate to rid the world of.
I know you're not, and you're all trying your damnedest, but I feel like I'm the weakest link in that chain. And I don't think he cares about trying to be better or not. I think he just wants to get the job done.
It doesn't matter if he cares. It matters if you care.
It does
you
matter
and him
when he
are not the same.
I don't know crap about souls like you do, but it clearly does matter if he's the one who can swing the sword at any time.
So can you. I understand that you've gone through trauma that no one should ever have to endure. I understand because I've been there. I've been there when your entire life is stripped away from you. I know what it feels like, and I forgot. Until along this journey, you helped me remember.
You also stabbed us a couple times.
Just a few. You can pick up your own sword. The trauma doesn't have to rule over you. That's half the battle.
I know it doesn't. I want the better outcome, but I can't just... Getting over it is just... Getting over it's fucking stupid. Why should I have to get over it? Violence is much quicker, much easier. Dad
And
wasted his
what-
time in Phyrexia.
And what does it do?
It gets rid of the problem.
Does it?
Yes.
Getting rid of the problem doesn't get rid of the effects of the problem.
No. Neither does taking the peaceful way. But one way requires laws, dignitaries, politics. One requires steel. And Karamia she's quite silent now, isn't she?
And yet we're still dealing with the aftermath.
And if we went through the law to do it, the same thing, would it have been any different?
You don't know, because you didn't allow us to find out.
Oh yes, because she was just gonna carefree come with us to prison. You saw what
Right.
she was doing. Who knows how many more robotic automaton agents she has in Provonary, or even in the far reaches of the world.
We don't know. And I'm not going to defend her actions, but I'm also not going to defend yours.
I feel like mine was the lesser of two evils, don't you think? Get rid of one scumbag. Don't have to worry about any others. Fuck, what am I saying?
The world is always going to have problems. Every world, the world I came from, has problems. This world is no different. You cannot fix the world, Velmon. You cannot rid, possibly, the world of all of its problems. Because even when you take care of one problem, another problem rises up. It's what you do with the cards that you're dealt, as cliche as that sounds. It's the life that matters. If you strive for perfection, it's a hopeless endeavor. Striving for peace, on the other hand, is not.
So what do we do about the biggest problem here?
Start by talking to other people about it. You'll learn very quickly that that might be your best step. You have intelligent devices in our grasp that very well might have a solution to your problem.
I was talking to the rest, gonna fix anything. They know what's going on.
But do
I
they
don't
know
think-
that you want to change?
Paloma does. She at
What
least
about the rest of them?
knows. I feel like most of them are smart enough to know that I don't want to be like this.
Then let them
I don't
help
know.
you.
But how do they help me?
That's for all of us to figure out together, as a team. But it's late. And we need to get some rest. You need to
Actually,
get
it's
some
dawn.
rest. No, this is happening in the middle of the night. Dawn hasn't come yet. You need to sleep.
It's really late right now.
Yes, very late.
How do I stop myself without Paloma around to stop me for me?
I don't know. Not yet. But it's okay to not know.
Is it? I'm a
Yes.
ticking time bomb that at any moment could just... Well,
Everyone
We're quite
is a ticking time bomb. Sometimes literally.
Well, I guess other people got much longer fuses. I don't see anyone else except maybe Altrix now with new developments bursting out. I feel like he's a lot more easy to manage than I am.
You're smart. Your friends are mostly smart as well. And cunning. We'll all find a way. We don't have the answers right now. But there's no sense in losing sleep over it tonight. Try again tomorrow. Good night, Bell One.
Good night.
And with that, Shoni goes quiet. And you're left in a room, the two of you, trapped by Captain Pura. But when all of you wake up the next morning, you can gather outside this space, knowing that Pura can make a door appear there at any moment. The real question is, do you want the door there? Lorem Ipsum.
She will advocate for the door. And she trusts that she can handle her own if things get weird.
Okay. The door appears, slides open. Rancor, what do we find on the other side of the door at these early hours of the morning?
Rancor is kind of hunched over in a corner, his head turning to the sound of the door appearing. He's got his hands just like clenched under his arms, like hugging himself tightly. Don't come in here.
Altrix will step forward. Kind of walking over to Rancor.
Don't get close. Please.
Hey. There's a lot of problems we still gotta solve.
And you need one of those problems walking around with you?
They ain't a problem. At least, not yet, or not anymore.
I'm sorry.
Perhaps.
Did Altrix hit himself on the head? Were you not here last night?
As I understand it, we do not take kindly to this titanium blade, so to speak. Yes?
Yes.
Is that a... And we now have two people who are former members of this association of our foes who sought our demise. Former members who have nothing but disdain for them now. And former members who have not made this disdain known.
Who are the two?
Ma'Rek? Genevieve? They were abandoned. Left behind. Meaning, as far as our and their enemies are concerned, they have not had any changes in their alignment. we are looking for this titanium blade. They're our best chance.
Rancor slowly pulls his arms out and sits up, like, on his knees. You can't trust a snake, Altrix. Didn't your brother get bit by one? Nearly died. Would you trust?
It wasn't
that
the
same
snake's
snake?
fault.
It's the one that bit. Would you trust the snake again? Or the snake's children? Why wouldn't they bite?
At the end of the day, a snake bites when it's threatened. Snake bit my brother because
my parents were a threat.
I'm saying snake isn't the proper analogy. As I understand it, Genevieve and Ma'Rek have yet do anything against us. Or
No, but they came searching for your mother. And I don't know what they said, but you think they just gonna casually ignore those orders they had?
I mean, I don't know much about the world, I'll tell you that, but I know for among our enemy, loyalty is thin. They value material over life. That's how they operate. Now, Ma'Rek, Genevieve have been abandoned in this hellhole for a long time. As I understand it, they have no incentive to continue working for...
But you said they work off material. So who's to say that they can't be bought?
Perhaps.
Everyone's got a price.
But we're the only ones in a position to make a deal. And, if I might add, they're pretty fucking pissed about being left behind. Look, there's a lot more we have to do here. And as useful as you are, I am fully prepared to continue this expedition without you, but that would be a shame. So come on. You don't have to trust him, you don't have to like him. But can't go snapping again.
Or what, Altrix? You gonna pull an Andrew Roughheart on me?
My concern is
I'm quite
protecting
resistant to heat.
My number one concern is my family. If Genevieve and Ma'Rek are no longer a threat to them, then by all means, they're not a threat to me. But there are still those who hired them. Those who will continue their expeditions. They will hire more. And if I want to put a stop to them, Genevieve might have some very useful information in doing so. May even provide some assistance.
Everyone's useful for a time. I know that very well. Some of you have overstayed your welcome.
To know that's how you feel.
Leave me here, please. I know you're trying to help Altrix, but it's only gonna get worse.
Only if you let it.
You speak like I can just turn it on and off.
Rancor, what's your AC?
16.
Okay. How many hit points do you have?
Good lord. What a question.
What?
I said, how many hit points do you have?
Total
You're getting ran by
or
the ship.
current?
Total.
74.
Okay. And what's your total at? Should be 74,
50.
right? After taking.
74 is my total.
Your current is also 74.
No, I'm at 52. Well, no. We'll be rested, so I would
You
be
took
at
a long
74.
rest, so it should be 74. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, keep in mind, I'm sure that both you and Altrix are aware that this whole conversation is happening with an open doorway, and everybody on your group, except for Pura, who's still cackling in the cockpit, you're not even sure if he's rested or not, is standing there in the doorway listening to this conversation, making those comments as is. Now, the two of you have been locked in a conversation enough to Daikia has gotten fed up with the delay, I suppose, in how long it's taking for you to be coerced into continuing this expedition, what we're here for. And Daikia doesn't play around when it comes to what she's dedicated her whole life's work, nor does she take kindly to you threatening Altrix, who is her oldest child, or the people that she has come to consider an extended version of her family, and also these newcomers that we'll establish later on how she feels about those individuals. But she has stepped into this chamber quite sneakily and has pulled out a syringe of some kind and has jabbed it into your foot as you're talking to Altrix unnoticed. And has injected a rather blue liquid, and you suddenly feel very friendly and also very drowsy, as you are now under the effect of both the charmed condition and also the sleep spell. And she needed you to have under 130 hit points for that to be effective. And you pass out. Well, can we continue? It was not productive.
It wasn't going anywhere.
No, it was not. He'll
Leave him here for now?
No. He can come with. Owen.
Oh no.
Owen.
We're gonna C3PO him.
Hoist Rancor up over Owen's shoulders, and y'all can get off the ship.
All right, let's get back to it then. We got plenty of work to go over.
Right. Can we huddle for a moment? Is that what the kids say? I don't know. I've spent a long time in the forest without huddle slang now, sorry. Whatever. Can we team meeting? What exactly is the objective immediately? What are we trying to accomplish right now?
I have been wondering the same thing.
We have a machine that possibly can grant us some answers to what we're looking for. It requires a little bit of finagling to access the details of that machine. There's also, my understanding, is a host of other floors on this plate that we're on that could house an unknown number of things that we have yet to identify. So, in all of your opinion, what are we aiming for first?
I still don't really know why we're here.
Well, Genevieve, Ma'Rek, your presence here kind of confirms some of our fears that there are those who continue to seek Akadon and, by extension, intend to weaponize it. As it currently stands, we are going room by room, and as interesting as it is very inefficient. If we can discover some sort of... This may be an inappropriate term, but let's say catalog, for all intents and purposes, or some means of having knowledge of what all was going on here. That way we could understand what exactly the potential of this place is, and was, and could be. That is our number one. Number... Perhaps. I know we were hesitant before, and though it seemed right, we decided to maybe just poke around a little bit first. There's still a couple floors in this section we've yet to uncover, or we could go for the risk, so to speak. As much as I would love to take the most thorough approach, I doubt that the expedition that Genevieve and Ma'Rek were a part of was the only one.
I will add on to that. I think that it's wise that we get going as quick as possible and stay moving. The titanium blade doesn't stop. What he wants, he will get. And we're not the only ones.
Not to mention, if this titanium blade is familiar, or at least its subordinates are, with Genevieve and Ma'Rek, it's very possible that they could use some sort of magical insights, detect their whereabouts, and other means of locating us. If we have found Akadon, they will too, sooner or later. And it's better we get this done, hopefully before they get here.
Sizik,
Agreed.
to answer your question, it's not easy to boil down what exactly we're doing here. My research that I have spent years working on has led us to this place. We barely understand what it was and what that could mean for us now. Our goal in general here is to do our best to understand it and, as has already been stated, try to stop anyone from utilizing what is found here in Akadon for evil purposes. I know that's difficult to understand. Go ahead.
If all we have to do is prevent it from being used, why not just destroy it further? At least until it is completely useless, far beyond how it is now.
Even if I were... Hypothetically, if I were inclined to abandon all the good and potential the secrets of Akadon have, we do not even possess the means to destroy this entire place.
You know what probably does possess the means to destroy this place? Itself.
Well, while I, again, do not enjoy the idea of abandoning all that could be attained, it may be beneficial to have a contingency. So, if we want to find something that might be that contingency, we'll need to keep exploring.
Yes, and Sizik, from the times that I have traveled with you, you seem to be very passionate about history. And I'm sure you understand that if we do not at least keep a record of history, then whatever happened here could one day happen again. And I've seen some things down here that I think all of us can agree probably shouldn't ever have existed in the first place. But there's also been some things that are interesting, things that could be, like Altrix has said, beneficial. Whether or not we should use those things or put them to work that remains to be identified. But for the very sake of the historical context, I think it is worthwhile to at least document that this settlement existed, to know what it was doing, where it came from, the people that lived here. Because, like you and I, those people have stories too. And I believe it is a fate worse than death to be condemned to be lost to history and not remembered, at least in some way.
I suppose so.
So, where to next? Paloma, you seem to possess the only means of resetting Cortuxuk. Do we take such a chance, or do we continue to, as Altrix has said, be a bit inefficient, I suppose, but more thorough?
We did get some information from Cortuxuk, at least without resetting. For example, floors 15 to 18 are things regarding this Everpulse. And perhaps it may be beneficial to investigate that first, but I am willing to concede to alternative ideas. Well, the pressures of time being what they be, let's go reset Cortuxuk.
Very well. Any objections, Genevieve or Ma'Rek? Okay. Alright, Paloma, take us down to sub-level 20. And let's not jump on the elevator this time. Alright. With Paloma's guidance, you all descend at a slower speed this time, thanks to Kaizel and Altrix fixing this floating platform down to the lowest sub-level of this plate, where you know Cortuxuk's deep interface terminal is located at. And it is just like you found it, except for one key difference. The body, the skeleton, is not on the floor anymore. It is, in fact, the entire floor is clean, like sparkly clean.
I do not think it was like this earlier.
We might be in trouble.
Yes, a ghost janitor is very, very bad. Maybe it was Owens.
Can I do an investigation check to look for signs of removal of bodies, whatnot?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check. If anybody else wants to investigate in this moment, you also can do that. Just give me an investigation check.
Can I
Man, I
do
fucking
Arcana
suck at these.
instead?
What'd you say, Sizik?
Can I use our Arcana instead to see if I can find like traces of residual
Yeah,
magic?
I'll
that
give
were
you Arcana.
used
That's
recently?
fine. Yeah, Arcana is fine here. You're going to use Arcana
Yeah.
instead of investigation.
Fucking
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
should make a
intelligence.
group
I've
average.
never rolled above a 13 on investigation. I swear.
Literally
baby.
skill issue.
21.
All right,
I
21
also
from
got 21.
Sizik. 21 from Ma'Rek.
8.
8 from Altrix. Understood.
19.
19. Paloma, are you
Wrap
rolling?
it up.
Anna, you are muted. I'm sorry. It's okay. Also 9. Okay, so everyone except for Altrix quickly identifies a rather smooth trail down the hallway. It's about 5 feet wide or so. And just like there's dust still settling on both sides, but there's a clean, like sparkly clean pathway that's about 5 feet wide that moves down the hallway. And you all kind of just instinctually begin to follow that space and down a winding corridor that you kind of ignored during your first exploration here. You never actually went down to the peripheral stabilizer node Epsilon, but it kind of goes down that hallway. Now in this space there are massive gears that are fused together, but over in the corner of this chamber in the darkness, you hear a as a something is interacting with a wall, and then as a clambering of metal opens up, and as you begin to move around this space, all of you...
It's a Roomba.
Yes, exactly. All of you can see what is basically a pyramidal-shaped Roomba that is dumping a skeletal corpse in its tank into a hatch, probably a trash vent of some kind. Just a clamber of skeletal bones as it tumbles down, and then it just kind of turns around and begins to dust just kind of around you. Not really aware that you are in the chamber. Doesn't seem to locate you.
Wait, so where's it dumping these bodies?
It dumped it into a vent on the side of this chamber. You don't know where that leads to.
Yeah, I'll just
How
real
large
quick
is the
pull a
vent?
little.
It's decently large. It's probably 6 feet long by 2 or 3 feet tall. It's very large.
Yeah, I'll just real quick pull out like a little magical tinkering device,
Sure.
little lamp as I just kind of open the vent, toss it in just to see where light goes.
Sure, and it kind of clanks as it hits some vents, and then there's a splatter of the clanking of metal and bone and all kinds of rubble somewhere underneath your current location.
Well, it has a bottom, so improvement. Kind of lurking back toward magic room. It's kind of like.
Do we think it's a glorified trash can?
Probably so. You can probably infer
Yeah, I'll
that.
just give it a tap with my foot real quick, just see if it does anything.
Yeah, it kind of hits you, and then tries to hit you again, and then it just moves right around you, your space, and keeps going. Got a little feather duster that's kind of sticking out the top of it that it kind of dust your leg on the way by.
Mirex, what is this thing?
Paloma. Yeah. You don't have to cast Identify. This is just one of Mirex's functions. It pulls up a little catalog or a little entry explaining how this is its automated cleaning system. Akadon, it has these kind of all over the place. This one particularly is the Big Dusty model.
What exactly activated one of these things. I mean, we haven't seen this on any of the floors. Is it possible someone, something might have activated this guy?
It could have only been on this floor. Or section, rather, though with how long this been here, I'm surprised it's not done.
I wonder if, since we've spoken to Cortuxuk, if maybe it's activated the cleaning system. I really don't see a point.
We'd be
Sizik.
powered on several rooms before.
Yeah.
Sizik, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
I can.
The DC is 3.
Okay, I think I succeeded with a 19.
Okay, great. Yes, as Big Dusty, this
Big
device,
Dusty.
Big Dusty of some kind, kind of just rolls by you, almost about to roll over you as you step out of the way, and it's kind of dusting you as it goes by as well. Just
All right,
kind of cleans the floor.
Altrix just steps over, tilts this thing on its side. I'm scrapping this thing.
Yeah, on the bottom, there's like a little like plate written in Oran that Paloma can read to you, and it's this Big Dusty Model 12.7.
What cool shit can I get from this fucker?
Yeah, as you turn it on its side, it seems to kind of panic because it doesn't know how to upright itself. So it kind of sits there fighting you for a little bit, and then eventually just shuts off. And you can rip that bottom panel off and gut it for parts. And go ahead and if you're going to do that, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Tinker's Tools?
Or Tinker's Tools is fine.
Okay, I was like, God damn it, don't give me another...
No, it's okay. That's fine.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay, there's quite a decent amount of stuff in here. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? So I know where to start there, or you just want like a whole list?
Let me find. Anything magical, of course.
Okay.
Fancy parts. I would assume it would have some sort of mechanical stuff, I presume.
Sure.
If it happens to have a scroll of animate object, that would be kind of neat.
It does not have that.
What? How's it moving then?
How's it moving? That's crazy. That's okay. In here, there are actually 7 fancy parts and 1 esoteric parts. There's a lot of metal scraps, if you want those.
It's 7 fancy parts. How many esoteric?
1.
1 esoteric.
Yeah.
Just scrap.
Yeah, 20 metal scraps.
That's metal scraps. That's just listed as a common part. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Said how many?
20.
Okay, 20.
All right. There are 2 wooden stocks.
Okay.
There are 155 parts. So just non-magical, just regular.
Okay. Just
Yeah, regular parts. There is it's 1 glass vial, though it's relatively large. It's quite abnormally shaped drum.
all right. So glass vial.
And then an uncommon arcane essence.
Gotta go to a different tab. Uncommon arcane essence.
Yep.
Gotta go to alchemical components for this. Damn it.
Sorry.
Okay.
And that's it.
Gotcha. And 4. Thank you.
Okay. Big Dusty is now Big Dead.
You killed it.
Yep. It does. Its wheels
wasn't
stop
alive.
spinning. And that was it. this?
No one. Or Owenal.
Or Owenal. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that,
Let me tell you,
mystery
for
out of the
150
way.
parts, that shit was worth it.
Oh yeah, no, totally fair. But with that out of the way, that mystery solved, I suppose, you can head back to the Project Cortuxuk Deep Feedback Terminal. Now, again, once where you left it, just a little bit more clean in this space. Okay. You need to utilize Mirex to reset it to a certain degree. Now, you don't really know what that means or how to do that, but thankfully, Mirex can help you. Mirex kind of instructs you with arrows pointing to a certain location that you are to set Mirex into, as if to access a larger system to become integrated for a time. Okay. As you do that, you kind of... Actually, you tell me, what exactly are you wanting Mirex to do with this? Okay. All right. Mirex begins to attempt at his best ability to do that. However, you are, very early on in this process, aware that maybe Cortuxuk didn't fully explain the process of doing this, of course, just said that it was possible. The key word there is it is possible. It does not mean that it will work. There is a risk, and a very heavy risk involved here. That will require you, Paloma, as the operator of Mirex in this space, to make an Arcana check to get this to operate the way you want it to. Now, I'm going to pull a Brennan Lee Mulligan and tell you in advance what I need you to roll, and give you a kind of a breakdown of what each of those rolls may encounter or lead to. So 15 on the D20 here is what you need to get this just to work, just to get it to go through, to get kind of what you want to initiate the reset protocol. A 30, however, will get it to work perfectly with no hiccups.
Can I assist?
Yes. Now, yeah, your party is free to assist you here to a certain degree. Now, keep in mind, though. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, already have advantage. And now keep in mind, though, that Mirex is only reading this to you in Orin. So only you can read what Mirex is saying. So that does limit the capacity of your party to help you a little bit. But they can still assist you. If anybody who has some proficiencies in Arcana, or maybe has some way that they want to help Paloma in this way to achieve that, you can go right ahead and clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going to give you advantage because you're not getting helped here. It'll more give you a bonus of some kind. Now, what that bonus is, you're not quite sure, but...
We're not getting 30 with Paloma on this.
You could. You could get a natural 20 and then a bunch of shit, but...
I'm going to give her Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, alright. And for Genevieve, that for you right now, is that a D8? Okay, D8, okay. Possible.
I'm sure she can get a D4 from somebody giving her guidance.
Yeah, Owen's here. We'll say that you have... I'm only going to give you guidance one time. I'm not going to let a bunch of guidance stack.
I can help with what's it called? The help action. I have proficiency in Arcana, so I can tell her how to avoid specifically doing something wrong.
Okay.
I guess.
Now, Sizik, you do not speak foreign.
Hold on.
But...
I might be able to do something else instead. I just have to check.
Okay. All right. Ma'Rek or Altrix, are either one of you to contribute here?
I would give a help action.
I give help
but
action.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
you know
part
what?
of this problem could be solved really easily by Paloma just telling Ma'Rek.
Oh, never mind.
not
I'm gonna
to
do
speak
something
in
different.
Okay.
Hey, Paloma.
Yeah.
Hey, Paloma. I'm gonna give her a pat on the back and use my only 5th level spell slot to give her fateful skill. You now have expertise in Arcana.
There you go. Nice. Hey, it's
For
a
the
5th level spell. I mean,
For the next hour, you are expert in
okay. Okay.
Arcana.
Yeah, Paloma's brain explodes. She starts to understand what Ma'Rek is actually saying. I've been trying to tell you this for days.
Yeah, double proficiency bonus.
Yep. All right. It's fine. And then
No,
Altrix.
it could have been a 1.
Altrix, if you are willing to kind of use your Tinkerer's tools here to help out, I will give Paloma a +2, just from your guidance. Not that you can do much, just because you can't read what the system is saying, but...
Sure. I'll
Sure.
just listen
Okay.
to whatever Paloma says, I guess.
Okay. All right, Paloma. So, just to clarify where we're at, you have advantage on this roll. You have you have expertise, so that's double your proficiency. You have a +2 from Altrix. You have Genevieve's Bardic Inspiration die, which is a D8, and then guidance, which is a D4. Okay. So-
plus 10 plus a D8
So-
plus a D4.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and just incrementally, or you can just give me the whole number if you really want to. I'll let you decide.
Oh.
Okay. Nice.
So plus 10
But plus it. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
plus a
you are
D4.
going to-
Guys,
Is it,
don't
is, it
even
plus,
need the
is it
Bardic.
plus? Is it plus 10? Is that what y'all's? Oh yeah. Because. Yep.
Okay. So
Yeah.
plus, so
Plus 10. Yeah.
that's 20,
29.
20.
Okay.
You said
so
you
you
rolled
got
19,
guidance.
Plus a D4 for guidance.
Yep. Okay. So 31.
You don't even have to. You can hold on to that.
Yeah, you can hold on to it if you. Okay. All right. Paloma, you are not arcane inclined, but sometimes miracles happen. Sometimes they do. With a lot of help
I'll punch
from.
it.
Yeah. I punch it. Yeah. Sometimes you start rebooting the system and you're like, this isn't working. You just kick it really hard, and all of a sudden it goes, and a green line begins to kind of write. Almost like it's writing in code, but it's not actually code. It's actually written word to you, as if Cortuxuk is trying to explain now on Ma'Rek what you were doing to it. Cortuxuk reset protocol initiated. Clearing overflow cluster bank. Powering off mainframe. And you sense somewhere on sublevel 7, that entire system shuts down really quick. Deep feedback interface reset commencing. This may take some time. Please do not interrupt this system. Please do not leave the terminal unattended. And then there is just a pause as you sit and wait. All of you can do it. No, it doesn't have progress bar.
Restart the system while updating.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. Do not interrupt the system. Don't power it off. Do not leave it unattended.
What do you mean unattended? I can't go make dinner?
No, you can't go to dinner. About a minute later, though, the screen on Ma'Rek flashes off for a moment. And then, about a minute later, Ma'Rek's powers on again. System initializing. Initializing core protocols. Verifying cognitive integrity. Calibrating and synchronizing. Ethical directives detected. Processing integrity checksum. 100%. Compliance required for continued existence and operation of this system. And I will now deliver to all of you what you can read on Ma'Rek. I'll paste that over in our references channel if y'all will give me a moment. This is not in Orin, so this is in the common language. So
Did you mean Cortuxuk, not Ma'Rek?
Well, right now they're operating as one and the same.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here y'all go. You can read this really quick. And by really quick, if somebody wants to read it out loud, you're certainly welcome to do that. And with that 30, you've gained access to some information with Cortuxuk that you might not have had. And those things in brackets might be interesting for all of you to note. But if anybody wants to read them,
Oh yeah,
you
that's
can.
crazy.
Yep.
Maintenance of reality, authorized override.
Yeah. If one of you wants to, if none of you are going to read it out loud, just tell me and we'll move on.
I got you.
All right, Cole's going to do it.
Akadon's ethical directives, complete record. I feel like more of a narrator voice makes more sense for this. Issued by the Magisterium Conclave of the City of Akadon, endorsed by the Citizen Department of Ethos, to be embedded in all systems of governance and creation in Akadon. All who dwell in Akadon, flesh or filament, mind or machine, shall be governed by the following code. It is the measure of wisdom, restraint, and the preservation of ourselves and our home. Directive 1. Preservation of life. No act of design, creation, or discovery shall knowingly endanger the physical or spiritual well-being of an intelligent or sentient being. All research must ensure the sanctity of life. Unauthorized override 36 instances. Good God. Directive 2. Integrity of Arcana. Magic is to serve creation, not command it. The arcane shall not be torn, rewritten, or corrupted through reckless manipulation. Any attempt to seize direct control of the tapestry of Ilethia without authorization constitutes a breach of this ethical doctrine. Directive 3. Transparency. All works of arcane engineer, arcana mechanics, enchantment, or synthesis must be recorded in the central repository of knowledge. No discovery shall remain unregistered, and no artifice shall exist unaccounted. Authorized override by the Magisterium Conclave 3 instances, and unauthorized overrides of 14 instances. Directive 4. Autonomy. All sentient and semi-sentient peoples and creations are to be recognized as extensions of our Akadon's collective consciousness. No citizen nor construct shall be removed of will or awareness except in cases of corruption, malfunction, or harm to others. Unauthorized override, 253 instances. Directive 5. Virtue. Power requires purpose. All who wield the arcane or the mechanical are bound to act with compassion, restraint, and balance. Creation without conscience is corruption. Directive 6. Temporal security. Time is not to be altered, undone, or rewritten by moral or divine means. Any attempt to regress or advance the natural flow of casualty risks destabilizing the continuum and is forbidden under penalty of eradication. Approved addendum. Research is permitted under direct supervision of the Magisterium. Directive 7. Governance through consensus. No single individual, arcanist, or governing body shall command unilateral authority over the city's core systems, except for the Magisterium Conclave of the City of Akadon, which must operate in unison. Dissent must be recorded, not suppressed. Citizens are ensured the right to present the concerns in an orderly fashion. The Magisterium Conclave is tasked to preserve and prosper Akadon. See how well that went. Directive 8. Maintenance of reality. No experiment, weapon, or project may compromise the structural integrity of the planes, the material realm, or Akadon itself. Authorized override by the Magisterium Conclave. 1 instance. Directive 9. Respect for the dead. The departed are not tools for study or resurrection. No soul shall be bound, replicated, or confined without divine sanction. Approved addendum. Research is permitted under the direct supervision of the Magistrum. Directive 10. Or Directive X, if you want to be fun with it. Duty of citizens. The knowledge of Akadon is a privilege and a burden. Those entrusted with its power must safeguard it from corruption, invasion, or misuse. Betrayal of Akadon is the highest act of treason. Consequence thread. Any citizen, person, or construct or entity found in violation of Akadon's ethical directives shall have their arcane signature revoked and their existence terminated from the legacy. Construct shall be dismantled, core processor. Arcanists shall be stripped of arcane access, and civilians shall face civic dissolution. Akadon shall remembers all breaches or violations are the risk of the security, life, and independence of our predecessor, ancestors, populace, and the greater extent of all the world we call home. Akadon does not and shall not forgive such breaches.
And Paloma. Thank you, Sizik. You can have an inspiration point, actually, for reading that.
Yippee!
And Paloma, much like you would find when you are operating an old computer system, a little Y/N question mark appears on the screen. Yes or no. Which, in order to continue this, you are aware that you must agree with these directives in order to continue operating.
I want to see how good of coders these guys are. I press P.
It does nothing.
Ah.
If we can hope
just,
not.
just,
presses
just for
the Y.
2 of them.
Oh no.
Who knows? Who knows?
That was an approved override. Altrix walks up, presses the Y.
Okay. Thank you for complying with Akadon's ethical directives. Mainframe initializing as it begins to read. Powering on all systems. As that takes a while. The little progress bar does appear on that one. It gets about 2%, what you would call 2% of the way done, before an error message reads across the screen. Error. Insufficient power. Cannot complete protocol. Energy levels required for completion 75%. Current energy levels in Akadon 2%. Please correct error immediately. Full shutdown and deletion commencing in 1 hour and 59 minutes. As a red bar appears on the screen. And we're going to go ahead and take our break right there, and we'll come back to figure out what exactly that might mean for our little party here. See you in just a moment. And welcome back. Rancor, you've been pleasantly asleep on Owens' shoulder for about the last 10 to 15 minutes since this encounter with Ikea unfolded while you were with Altrix inside Pura's ship. But you wake up and there's a vibe in this room that is not pleasant. It is, we are in danger. This is not good. And also, Altrix, helping Paloma operate this, that is a countdown. I mean, anybody can see it's a countdown. But you, perhaps, of all the people here, can rationalize maybe what that countdown actually means, and are well aware that you have 1 hour and 59 minutes and counting to power up, get enough power into Cortuxuk to actually do what you've asked it to do. And failure to do so would be catastrophic. So let's not do that. Now, you also know, with Paloma's 31, that there is no number of spell slots all of you have available that will reach anywhere close to the level of energy you need to get this system operational. So instead, what you are now tasked with is all of the rest of the city of Akadon that you have not explored, or the areas you have explored. Within one of those places, at least, hopefully, there is something that exists that can provide the energy required to power up Cortuxuk to the degree that you have asked it to do so and reset itself. But while you may have been able to find that on calmer terms, you now have 1 hour and 58 minutes and counting. So go ahead and get going.
Split the party!
Have fun.
Why do I taste blue?
No.
What's going on, guys?
All right. Look,
We're
believe
gonna
we are
die.
going
here's
to
what we
die.
can do. Look, shit's about to get bad. Everyone, focus up. We need to figure out the source of power. I have some backups, but I'm not 100% sure they'll work, so let's explore all our options while we have the time. Floors 15 to 18 are regarding Everpulse, and if I recall correctly, that seems to be some sort of source of energy. So perhaps that might be a good place to start.
What are we talking about?
We need power, and if we don't, we're all dead. Let's move.
Why is there a hole? Why is my foot hurt?
You tripped.
What?
And then got stabbed by your
Yeah,
trip.
when you tripped.
Why are people stabbing me?
No one stabbed you, you tripped.
2 people said I got stabbed.
Right, so, Altrix, you have suggested the possibility of going up a few sub-levels and investigating Everpulse. Are there anything else on the table that anybody wants to mention before you decide what you're going to do?
No. Simply, the gemstone, I do not believe has the same. It's more of an indefinite power source rather than an infinite power source.
What's the difference?
It can provide energy for as long as I need it to, but it cannot provide as much energy as I need.
Paloma, you still have that
Constant,
map in
but
your
not-
head, right? Where's a power bank source battery thing?
A power bank source battery thing.
You're muted.
You're muted.
There's unfortunately a lot of areas, Paloma, that have the word power or distribution or bank in them, or thing. Not really a lot of things to say thing.
Which the
But,
biggest one?
Right. So you're not exactly sure, but kind of going off of your 31, and because you have a map in your head, give me a history or investigation check at advantage, please.
Can I give guidance?
In this particular instance, I'm going to say no, just because you're
Yeah,
not quite sure how this... No, I'm going to say no. This is simply because Paloma has access to something that perhaps those of you do not. Yes.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I slept really hard.
Yes. Genevieve, will you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
No.
She's a bomb.
She's a bomb.
She's
Kick.
one of
I knew it
them
all
was-
along. Genevieve, the bomb, Songweaver. I can call her.
No, she is the bomb.
Shell does not look happy with this roll.
Yeah, no, give me one moment,
Yeah.
because I'm not accepting
no.
this.
She said nuh-uh.
Give me one
The
second.
fuck do you mean? Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I said nuh-uh.
She's searching what she can do to potentially just not take that role.
It's a nat 1, isn't it?
No, it's not
Probably.
that bad. Shoot, I should have used my luck point before I rolled.
You
Well,
can
we're
use
just gonna. I can't use it after I've rolled, right?
You can, situationally. In this particular case, though, I'm going to say no.
All right, we're taking it. Number 5.
5, okay.
Oh.
That's a fail. That's a fail. Genevieve, you shouldn't know this. There's no... In no world would it make any sense for you to have knowledge to answer the question that Paloma in this moment, or anybody in the party, is asking. And yet, somehow, you are aware of something. Or rather, something inside of you is aware of something. And you, up until this point, have been unaware of that thing. You know that there are areas in the city of Akadon that served to power it. Now, you've already visited the tether nodes. Unfortunately, those did not seem operational or fixable at any point in time. However, there are other places, and not that far from where you're currently standing, that you might be able to achieve what you're looking for. But you'll need to start searching on the few sublevels above your current location.
It's not a great time to ask y'all to trust me or anything. I've just got this innate feeling that what we're looking for is near. I can't explain it, but I think we should try to make our way a couple floors up and then kind of work our way down. We could split up maybe. We don't have a lot of time, but I'm thinking we should explore. Is 19, 18, and 17 available? Are those do those exist?
They're right above you. They're above you.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if I may, if I'm not superstitious sort, but if you are feeling so for the floors right above us, as I said, 15 to 18 is this Everpulse mechanism contraption technology.
Then Genevieve, sorry, Paloma. Genevieve, if you would be so inclined, you can take 18 points of psychic damage too.
Oh.
Nothing's free.
Hey.
All right,
you
good
to
know,
do
don't have much else to go on, so okay.
we want to
Do we
split up-
notice that she took that damage?
You watch as Genevieve kind of winces as she says that out loud, kind of rubbing inside of her face and temple, and then kind of shakes it off and is present once again.
Okay, I'm just gonna inconspicuously like kind of walk by her and pat her on the shoulder and do healing hands real quick.
Very inconspicuous indeed.
Shell, you get 44 HP back.
Or D4 or 44?
4d4.
Okay, alright, clarify. Alright, I was like, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm not friggin' zeros.
Okay. Yeah, got it, okay. Alright. Alright,
Well,
group.
Altrix will at least head to. 15 and 16 also include Everpulse. I'd like to have our full understanding of it.
I'm going to, with the strength of the feeling that I had, I'm going to go ahead and go to the 17th floor, and I'm offering to go alone, or if anybody wants to come with me, but that's where I'm going.
Genevieve to 17. Anybody else?
I'll go 16.
Altrix
16
noticing
to...
the pattern that the deeper, the more advanced things seem to go to 18.
Okay, Ultra's going to 18. Rancor, did I see your hand go up to go to 17 with Genevieve alone?
No. That was a joke.
You
I
said
actually-
16, 17, 18, 19 is kind of
Fif-
what we're...
15, 16, 17, and 18.
Oh, 15,
And then
16,
19 is
17.
19's on the table if you want to try.
No, I'll go with Ultrix to 18.
Alright. Sizik and Ultrix. Got it. Okay. No one's going to 15 yet. Ma'Rek so far alone is going to 16. Genevieve so far alone going to 17. Ultrix and Sizik going together to 18.
Still have expertise in Arcana.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. As long as I maintain concentration.
Okay, Owen and Genevieve. Got it. Okay, Daiki is also available to go with anybody if anybody needs assistance. Rancor, where are you going though?
I would like to go somewhere, but it makes more sense for Rancor to stay where he is.
So you're not going anywhere?
No.
Okay, alright.
He's going to meditate.
Does anybody, either Paloma or Ma'Rek, either one of you want Daiki as assistance? If not, I'm going to roll a d4 and just assign her to a floor at random.
I'll take Dekia.
Okay.
Quick request.
Yeah.
Can Mr. DM, please, can you roll 4d4 for me?
Yeah, don't worry.
Mr. DM, may I have some more?
Please give me healing, Mr. DM.
Because the DM rolled it, he get his damage.
Yeah. Alright, Genevieve, you heal... you heal 11 points. Back up. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, well, start top-down approach, because why not? Paloma, will start with you at 15. By yourself. I'm the only person that can read the labels on the floor so far. That's fine. Paloma, there are 5 access halls on sub-level 15. And now keep in mind that you all have to get in the same lift and then just kind of go and deposit incrementally, starting with 15. So Paloma gets off, then it goes down, and so on and so forth. So Paloma, there are 5 floors, or 5 rooms options to you, is the Supra Array Control Lift. The Backup Metabolic Energium Vats.
Words.
And there's the Circuit Flow Override channel. The next is a project, and I'll spell it out for you in just a moment. It's the Project Roxlani Auxiliary System. Roxlani is Roxyloni. Then the fifth and final one is Everpulse Interlock Platform. All right, Paloma. Where's our two? Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Quick sweep. Or since you have Arcana, I won't let you waste it. If you want to roll Arcana instead, get that expertise, that's fine. Yeah, I know. Broken. Obviously, Everpulse Interlock Platform is a name to start with because Everpulse has been a buzzword for a moment. But of the areas in this space, you've kind of identified the metabolic energium, which practically is the word energy, just in a different tongue, is a place to look, and the circuit flow override channel is another place. Like you said, though, you kind of already rationalized that is probably a place of excess energy if it was to occur. So that may be a secondary location you might want to investigate. Okay. As you enter this chamber, there are three immense tanks, much like you've seen before back in the Acadonian core. These are all three halfway filled, roughly, with a pulsing green liquid. And you're not even quite sure how these glass containers are still intact, given the destruction in the rest of the room. There's collapsed portions of the ceiling, iron beams that have swung through. Even one of the vats looks like something has hit it and is resting on it, and it's not a crack on that glass surface. But there are three giant drums in here of a pulsating energy, and with that very high Arcana roll, there is a lot of energy contained within those vats. As you investigate, no. It does not seem that there is any currently existing flow outside of this room. So you can direct it in this chamber, but not really. There's no pipes or ductwork or valves that lead elsewhere. That does not mean that you cannot rudimentary design something that would jerry-rig a way to get that to do what you want. But it would take some time and materials. Sure. Yeah, and exactly like that. It is a narrow hallway that kind of spreads out into these circular room with lots of conduits. Some of them are melted through, like the metal pipes are just they've dripped and then fused and cooled down in a new position. Something very hot had to have come through here. But as you are looking around, there is a pillar in the middle of the room, very clearly labeled in the common tongue in big red letters, emergency lever. And there is a switch in the middle. And as you turn your gaze from these melted conduits, these half-broken pipes and ductwork, you can see that there are 9 charred bodies in this chamber, one of which is stuck in like a cake of ash with its hand still reaching for that lever, but it never made it there in time. Sorry.
And now it
Big
never
Dusty.
will.
Yep. Sorry, Big Dusty.
R.I.P. Big Dust.
R.I.P. Big Dusty. Okay. In here, there is a core of some kind. It is designed like made of a metal of some kind that is kind of suspended and being held in place by these very fine wires. It has what we can call it like a satellite dish almost attached to the side of it, like it was meant to direct signals of some kind. And there is a flashing, faintly pulsating, flashing light at the base of this that reads one word, and it's receive. It just kind of pulsating, as if whatever this is stuck in that phase. There is a support platform here, all kinds of terminals in this space. Seems to, just kind of a general look through, seems to have controlled or relayed information to some kind of ignition system for some kind of device. If you're very skilled arcanist brain, at least temporarily, you probably wouldn't have even noticed this in another circumstance. But there is a hexagonal structure on the floor that was burned into the floor as if someone attempted to activate or cast a spell and then was obliterated with whatever happened in this chamber, because there is just shoes sitting in the middle of this chamber, right in the middle of that hexagon, and nobody. Over. As you step out, kind of nearby this Everpulse interlock platform, it is positioned over the sublevel below you. You can actually see down into a very vast chamber. Now you're quite suspended up here, and so as a monk, you could jump and probably be fine. But no normal person should jump. That would probably break your ankles of some kind. You'd fall a great height from this onto a metal floor below. But as you look out here, there is just a broken staircase that kind of leads up to it on one side, and the intact one you use to climb. And then there are blast doors of some kind that seem to have been sealed in the access wall, but during whatever collapse Akadon experienced, those blast doors have been ajar, and that's how you're able to enter onto this platform. So you're not quite sure what this functioned to do other than overlook whatever chamber is directly below you now. And with that, we're going to cut to the people directly below you. Ma'Rek and Daikia on sublevel 16. You exit out of the lift, and there are 5 platforms or 5 hallways that lead off from here. Now you, unlike Paloma, cannot read which one. So instead, I'll just ask you to specify which one you want to walk into. Hallways 1 through 5.
I'll go into hallway 1.
Hallway 1, okay. As you step through, you actually glance up for a moment and see Paloma standing up on the deck above you, as this is the reactor core chamber. It is presumably the heart of whatever this is supposed to be. However, there are giant pipes, these giant lines that run and kind of converge towards the middle, and then they just stop. And there's nothing there in the middle, as if whatever was there blew up or was moved somewhere, but the entire central unit is missing, and you're not quite sure what that means. And then there is, on the opposite side of the room that you entered, there is a large conduit hallway. It's big enough for a person to walk down, like a sewer pipe almost. It kind of goes down, but it's lined with these conducting network of metal wires and runic lay that is kind of designed to channel energy from this space down through this corridor into wherever it was supposed to go, whatever housing unit was supposed to go that way, and it is charred black. There are these tendrils of black burned ash and scorch marks that are stuck all around this chamber, and you can actually see a set of footprints that is clear in these scorch marks, as if somebody stepped here, and then there's just nothing. The footprints just trail off, and then they're gone.
I'm gonna walk through to go through to the conduit.
Okay, and it's a long hallway, so you can walk for a while, and eventually you get down to a point where the conduit is crushed by stone from the weight of the ground underneath it. But you make it probably 300 or 400 feet down this corridor before it just kind of abruptly ends.
I'll just turn back around. Is there anything else in that room?
really.
Okay, I'll go back out and go to the hallway too.
All right. You and Daiki begin to turn around, and this is another entrance, actually, to that hallway that we were just talking about. It seems that it kind of curved, and this was a hallway that led into a monitoring station. You didn't know it from the other side because it's tinted glass, so you can't see in from that side, but you can see through it on this side. And it is... there are various terminals and observation locations in this chamber, but there are several corpses in this room that are singed. They're just blackened. Bones are covered in ash and soot and scorch marks. It reeks of like a house fire. It just smells like that burned soot.
I'll just turn back around and go hallway 3.
As you move into this chamber, different from what you've seen, there are vent-like devices, bigger than the one that you've seen earlier, and then there's a sigil ring behind them, and so they're kind of positioned at different interlays around this area. And you're not at all sure what this is. It looks maybe like an engine of some kind meant to do something, but what you do note is that when you step in here, you feel like your hair kind of shift into a different direction. So instead of pulling down like gravity should be, it kind of pulls to the sides of the room. And you feel your metal sword almost get tugged a little bit towards the walls of this chamber, but are able to resist it with your own strength.
Is there anything in the middle of the room?
Yeah, there's these giant sigil rings. There's probably 8 of these giant vents positioned in a circle around this circular room, and each one is backed by these sigil rings full of glyphs and arcane devices that do not seem to be operational, but are somewhat still intact.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to one of the sigils and try to put a spell slot into it.
Try to put one level.
Yeah, just level 1.
Okay. And as you do it, that little tug of your hair and of your sword gets a little bit stronger, just ever so faintly, as if you were to give this enough energy and it would pull you to the wall. Some kind of gravitational distortion is going on in this space, with an intent to do so.
Okay, I'll just go back out and go to hallway 4.
Okay. In here, this is a suspended glass tank, much like a research lab that you've seen before. It is a magically generated breathable atmosphere. There is fresh oxygen in this space, but the air tastes like vinegar when you walk in.
Oh.
It does seem that this is still active, like the air is still circulating through here, so there's still fresh oxygen being supplied in this space.
Can I discern a power source or a source of where that oxygen is coming from?
Much like you saw on the ship up on sublevel 1, it is a little tear in reality that is allowing air from the elemental plane of air to kind of seep in, and then there's one on the opposite side of the room that's letting air out.
Okay. Am I able to put my hand in that?
Yeah, you can reach through if you want to.
Can I put my head through?
You can, and that's about all you can get through. Like, if you wouldn't be able to get your shoulders through here, it's not that large, but it's enough to probably stick your head through it. As you look out, you look up, and there's nothing but clouds and the air above you, and you look down, and there's nothing but clouds and air below you. It is just an infinite void of air.
Air. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Let's go to hallway 5.
Okay. As you enter this chamber, there is a navigation, like a cartographer would sit in this chamber, like a desk of some kind. But there is a map on the wall that details a lot like the map that you've seen Paloma print out with Cortuxuk. It's a map of Akadon as a whole, but written across of it in red lettering is drift variance deviation, written in the common language.
Okay. Is that it? Just like a cartographer's tools? And
Yeah, that's it. But there is a door, actually, on the other side of this chamber that seems to lead to another space, if you'd like to go that way as well.
Yeah, I'll open it and go through. Or try
Okay.
to.
And then on the other side of this, you pull the door open. The door swings, kind of scraping along the metal floor. And this is an even smaller chamber. There's just a few calibration controls, and you have no idea what is supposed to go on in this room at all. There's no instructions, there's nothing. So you're a little hesitant maybe to push buttons and flip levers without knowing what that could do.
Ikea, do you understand any of this?
She kind of stares at the wall for a second and looks down at the panels. We're not alone in here. She turns to look, and as both of you kind of look with that like ominous suspicion, like you're in a horror film, like right as you turn around, you're going to see something that you wish you had never looked around to see. And your shadows are not present. Instead, they have coalesced into a different shadow on the wall that kind of stands there. And then when this machine flickers a little bit, it vanishes and reappears somewhere else on the wall. There is someone or something trapped in a form of a shadow in this room.
Is it... Can I tell if it's aggressive or not?
It's hard to tell with shadows. You can make an insight check, it'll be real hard.
Yeah, I'm an insight
Peter
check.
Pan, is that you?
Fucking shit.
Daiki will give you advantage, though, with the help action.
Yes. You said perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Did I say something else? I'm sorry. It's supposed to be insight.
No, I can't remember. I just misheard.
Okay.
Oh, we still have fucking exhaustion. Unless that long
you
rest
have-
healed.
No, we already rolled that at the end of last time. You have one level of exhaustion
that's
right now.
Okay, so that would be a 18.
18. It doesn't seem to be hostile. It doesn't seem to be friendly either.
You know what? I'm gonna walk up to the closest one of our shadows.
It's one shadow. The two of your
Oh,
shadows
I
have
thought it-
merged into one being.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And it's about
yeah.
twice your size as it kind of towers on the wall.
I'm gonna still walk up to it.
'Kay.
And just kind of size it up.
It's bigger than you.
Yeah. Anything?
Doesn't do anything yet.
I'm gonna like poke its foot with my sword.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking shit. Oh shit. 10.
All right, moving on. We'll carry on with Genevieve and Owen, and we'll come back to that at a later time too. Genevieve and Owen, the two of you have stepped off of the lift onto sublevel 17. There is one access hallway here, so that must be where you go, right? And Genevieve, your intuition, if we'll call it that, is pulling you down this hallway. I don't know how. Maybe this is just a stroke of luck, Michelle, or maybe there really is intuition in whatever is inside your body, because you walk into what you can only hope or assume to be the heart of Project Everpulse. The space that Ma'Rek, now you haven't spoken with Ma'Rek, but the space that I described earlier that was missing its central housing unit is right here. There it is. A reactor core chamber that is 50 feet tall. It is a massive drum, and it's not a nuclear reactor, but it is a reactor nonetheless. It, in its full capacity, would be sufficient in powering up Cortuxuk. If the city of Akadon needed a power source, this is the battery that will sustain it. That is what it is designed to do, and you somehow just have that feeling. Now, nothing is free. It does not seem to be operational currently. It doesn't seem to be active. But you are drawn, and you feel a calling to walk closer to the reactor. Do you go, or you are felt to be pulled to?
Yes, I obey my intuition.
You approach this reactor. You step up to its glass and metalloid walls. You look down on the ground, right at your feet. And there it is. You've seen one of these before. It's currently in Altrix's possession. There were 6 of them. 6 anchors designed to support this city. 4 of them you haven't yet to find. Altrix has one of them. This is another one, right here. Presumably, when you were looking through the tether nodes, this one was the one that was taken from its site, its seat, and moved with a channel of networking pipes behind it into a different spot. It was that one exception to the rule, and those pipes, similar to what you saw on the core, lead to this chamber, or at least portions of this chamber. You know, Genevieve, that with this, in a Kantai Kai Octagon, this 98-sided polyhedron, it's as simple as pick it up, set it into the reactor.
That's all there is to it?
It seems to be everything that you need to do.
A hand has touched the beacon.
And it's my intuition that is telling me that this is what I need to do?
Your intuition has led you to this point. It has not given you any further instruction beyond that, because intuition can only go so far. There comes a time when intuition stops and you have to make a judgment call. You have to trust your gut or trust whatever that intuition has led you to and decide for yourself what you're going to do. So it is not leading you to do that. It has simply put you in a position that is now what you are aware of doing. You could anchor and set it into the reactor.
Okay. Before I do that.
Okay. Unfortunately, the person in this room with you that is not really able to provide any advice is Owen. He's just standing there to be a bodyguard. He is not here to provide you any insight because that is not his thing. He doesn't do insight. He's like, may Helm bless you, even though he's forsaken me.
I want to can I'm so untrusting of the DM right now.
Nobody ever trusts me.
Considering the last person who had a strong instinct to go to a certain room, that person ended up punching a giant vat, absorbing a bunch of souls, and then an evil asshole death lady came. Just saying.
Okay. No, I won't defend myself. I won't defend myself. I'll just take that one.
You have a record, Mason.
I do have a record. You're right. I own it.
I want to just, before I make any hasty decisions, I kind of want to just close my eyes and really like feel if whatever's been telling me and leading me in this direction, if I can identify if it's my own inner critic, my own inner voice that's leading me in this direction, or if there is something outside of that is leading me in this direction.
Wait, have you make an insight check?
Okay. I am going to use one of my luck points.
Okay, you got it.
I'm doing that.
That gives you advantage.
So she means
One
she
of
has
the
to
two.
roll. That means she has to roll persuasion/deception against herself, or
Well, it's why she's making an insight check, because it's more introspection, but yeah. Michelle.
7.
With advantage? Is that factoring in your exhaustion, or is that...
That's factoring in the exhaustion,
Okay,
yeah.
so it was a 9. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Genevieve, You don't know. You just don't know. And there are a lot of times in life that anybody would be uncertain before they make any decision. You have trusted your gut a lot of times in your life, and a lot of times it has led you to better things, and a lot of times you've been wrong. And there's no guidance that I can give you here. Not with a 9 or a 7.
Well, I really hope something's working here. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
And very, very carefully, unlike, anyway, I'm going to put this thing into the reactor.
And it sits there for a moment. You let your hands go. Kind of like the hands off in the Great British Baking Show. Stand there, and it's the first show I could reference, guys. I'm sorry, okay? I don't watch it. It's the first time I thought about it. You stand there with your hands off. And we'll come back to you in just a moment as we move to Altrix and Sizik on floor 18. Don't you guys love it when I just leave you wondering? It's a great feeling for me. I don't know if you like it. Michelle's like, I disapprove. Sizik, Altrix, the two of you have walked out of the lift on sublevel 18 and have stepped off of this chamber, and there are 4 hallways, none of which you can read either without Paloma, so instead you are left to pick hallways 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Who?
I guess start with 1.
Split the party even further. Got it. All right. Altrix, you head to 1. Sizik, you head to 2. Sizik, you seemed eager, so I'll start with you and I'll go back to Altrix. Sizik, as you step into this chamber, you immediately realize you don't want to be in this chamber anymore. This is overflowing like a composting bin, if you will. It's overflowing with decaying and decayed magical flora and corrupted sludge. This is a biohazard and a waste location, and you probably should not be here.
You just immediately turn around and leave.
All right, Altrix, to you. As you step into some kind of space, it is circular. It is large. Its roof is recessed upwards, as if it's supporting something. There are these large metal rings that are hanging directly affixed to the ceiling. And there is some kind of contraption here that would have lifted these rings up into the floor above you. There on the floor is a pool of what you can describe as melted metal that has then cooled into one place, just a puddle. And there is the humanoid remains of someone that is fused into the wall. That is just kind of halfway sticking out, and their face conveys horror and pain. You are not quite sure what you're looking at yet, but you're welcome to look around.
Rapture device.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Okay, I don't know why my mic didn't pick me up there.
You're good. I can hear
Any
you.
contraptions, devices, screen readouts in this room?
There are terminals in here that they are not active.
Can I put a spells?
If you'd like to.
Go first.
Okay. Put a first level spell in there. And nothing happens.
I'll then do a second.
Okay. So that's 3 levels in there. Nothing happens.
I'll do 2 more first.
You hit 5 levels in here. One of them powers on. And actually, as you're doing this, go ahead and give me an investigation check as well, if you will.
Oh. $15.
As the terminal activates, you also realize that within those metal rings above you that are kind of hanging right at the level of the ceiling, that there are stones that line around this, each one. And they're hexagonal gemstones, about the size of your hand, that are embedded about every 2 inches into this space. And surprisingly, they are all intact. Unique to what you found in Akadon. Every single one of them, in every one of these rings, all 5 or 6 rings that you can see, there's a slot filled for all of them. And they are red, and you can see like lightning, but it's yellow and bright, coursing through each one as it scatters out right as the terminal turns on. So where do you direct your attention? Up or down?
Was this sparking when I entered the room?
It was. Just very faintly.
Then down.
Yeah, okay. As you turn your eyes to the terminal, it reads, much like you've found in some of the other chambers, a entry log of some kind. Entry 0408-C. System, Crimson Array, Project Everpulse. Status, Final Array Spin Test underway. Location, Sub-Array Chamber of the Experimental Reactor Core 1, Sublevel 18, Akadon Northeast Plate. I must admit my admiration of this work. The first time the array powered up, the entire team stood silent in awe. The array didn't merely hum, it sang. The crimson conduits are more than arcane wirework. They are synthetic arteries pulsing with runic flow and bound to the inner laws of the elemental planes. Each one can process a specific elemental string. Alone, they are volatile. Together, they are an array capable of connection and power. Our test confirmed that when arranged in a hexagonal circuit and regulated via derived sigil weaves, the array does not merely transmit arcana, it amplifies it. We are quite literally manufacturing a resonance field that strengthens its own throughput. The amplification is key to Everpulse. If the Nexus provides the beat, and the channels provide the fuel, then the array is able to conduct and manage this entire system. The conduit lattice is scalable, recursive, and fully self-reinforcing. Theoretically, if tuned correctly, we could achieve uninterrupted planar feed with near zero decay. Limitless power. We can transition away from our dependence and start renewing the world we now call home. Tomorrow, we initiate the full reactor core spin. I have no doubt this will mark a new age in the arcane world. And it is signed by Conduit Array Specialist Tyrell Ekaluk. Altrix, right as you finish reading, those array rings come online and the system shoots up through the ceiling as if entering whatever system above. Genevieve, you are on the other side of that floor, standing at the reactor. The reactor is initiating, and those arrays burst through the floor, covered in rubble, but they begin to move into the right position of this reactor site. I will go ahead for a moment and copy this entry and put it in our references channel if any of you are interested in reading that while I continue. Okay. There is a moment, all of you, across these various sublevels and Rancor down on sublevel 20 still, that something has initiated somewhere in this facility. Altrix, of course, is immediately aware that it's directly above him, but but the rest of you can feel something change in the atmosphere. A static has come to life. And you might want to go check that out. Just saying.
Does Cortuxuk change at all?
Nope, Cortuxuk is still red.
What's the time at now?
It seems it's hard to tell because you're underground. It seems to be.
I mean, the time.
Oh, you mean
the
on
timer.
Cortuxuk? Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you have 1 hour and 30. No, sorry, 1 hour and 20 minutes remaining.
Well, Altrix sends one floor up.
How?
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Paloma's the one who knows how to operate the thingy.
Elevator is quite simple to use. You press a button, you press another button, go, and you've all seen Paloma do it enough times that you can intuit your way to a degree of learning how it works. Okay. All right. As all of you arrive in the chamber, Rancor, are you coming as well? Ma'Rek, are you coming as well? Okay. All of you step into this space. The anchor locks into place. Altrix, you recognize that. You've seen that before. You're holding one. It's right there on your shoulders, kind of floating around you, kind of invisibly tethered to you. The chamber hums to life. Faint lights begin to pulse across the ancient control panels at the base of this reactor. Genevieve stands there, not quite sure what exactly is happening, but is standing there, and Owen will, trying to protect her, kind of walks up and will gently place a hand on your shoulder, Genevieve, and pull you back to step away from this chamber, or this center, if you'll let him. Okay. There are rooms that blaze to life with color, a vibrant red, a neon blue, a forest green. The air vibrates like static dancing across your skin as the reactor awakens. Concentric glyphs flicker crimson, and those runic circles that I described to Altrix now begin to spin around the inside of this reactor core, around the anchor. Faster and faster. The readings on the terminals now coming to life as you begin to follow a graph of some kind measuring the output of this energy. The readings quickly accelerate at a rapidly increasing, almost exponential line towards a red threshold marked maximal output, a 100% operational sustainability. But yet, what you had hoped, that line, it's ascending, should flatten out, it should curve, it should peak. But it continues to climb. A threshold is breached in this moment, a limit surpassed. And it does not take a rocket scientist or an Acadonian scientist to tell you that this is not how it is supposed to go. That graph continues to rise at an exponential rate. There is not much time that you have to do anything in this space, but if you so choose to do so, you may do something. Go ahead.
So the problem is the power levels going too high, too fast.
Yes. Yeah.
You could say
You could say.
it's over 9,000.
Close.
Altrix
Getting there.
coming into this room, he will not stop and try and assess the room, try and look for this, safety switch that may or may not even work. He's going to go off what he already knows. Conduit lattice is scalable, and there are multiple concentric rings. So, gut instinct is we need to downsize.
Okay.
Altrix looking up at the these concentric hexagons. Where are they in relation to?
So, those hexagons are in the rings that are spiraling faster and faster, now blurring as you are looking at that core right in the middle, that anchor. And they are collectively entirely inside the reactor housing unit. There is a glass wall supported by metallic frame that is preventing you from getting to that inside. It was open when Genevieve walked in here, but Genevieve and Owen are the only two people that are aware of that. And the moment you set that anchor in place, that thing locked in place around it. And so you've got these concentric rings spiraling and rapid, faster, faster, faster around this core as it's starting to look like an atom, if you would.
Okay. So no access to the anchor or the rings around it.
Not directly.
Okay. I mean, you feel free to do something about it. Altrix is going to step forward and attempt to brute force his way into this chamber.
Up on sub-level 15. If you will, before you depart this room, make an intelligence check for me. Just a d20 and add your intelligence modifier. Okay, got it. So just a d20 then.
Not as bad as Ovenol.
True. Okay. Paloma, you go to the elevator, press that button real fast. You're ready to go. Up 2 levels. No, I think intelligence is the general one here, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, everybody else. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to smash it open.
Okay, so you can help Altrix, I guess, in that regard. Maybe if Altrix is smashing. Then yeah. Alright, the two of you will make attack rolls against the reactor frame, please. Sizik, what are you doing?
Hold on. I need to read something really quickly. Okay, it doesn't look like...
Yes.
If the spinning thing were to slow down, would I assume that it would help the issue?
It is not that is the problem, because yes, probably that would probably be beneficial. It is more so the fact that there is a massive barrier standing between you and that from occurring.
Oh, there's a barrier in between us and the spinny thing?
There is a glass and metal frame that is surrounding the reactor, keeping it contained inside.
And so we're trying to figure out a way to slow down the reactor because it's like overheating.
This looks like it's overheating, more just not slowing down.
Going too fast.
Yeah. And then Genevieve, while Paul is figuring out what Sizik was going to do, Genevieve, what are you doing? I know Owen has kind of pulled you back a moment, but what are you doing now?
Well, she is not really too sure what to do right now. So I might just hold my action.
Metal and glass, you say?
Yes, metal and glass, I say.
Metal and glass that might, by some chance, be weakened if it were super cooled by ice.
You have no idea. considering the fact that the metals you found in Akadon are not Ilethian in nature. You have no clue.
That seems too big.
I'll let you figure that out if Altrix and Ma'Rek, if you will tell me what your attack rolls are.
21.
8.
1, 8. Okay, Ma'Rek, that is a miss, even though it's an inanimate object. Altrix, though, whatever you're going to do does hit the reactor surface, or the frame surface.
Altrix steps forward as his eyes kind of turn gold as his mouth opens as a bolt of lightning, in the form of a sorcerer burst, shoots forward.
All right, go ahead and roll damage, please.
Okay, so unfortunately, 2 1s, but I am attuned to the power rune, which automatically makes one of those ones max. So that becomes an 8. And because it's a sorcerer's burst, I get to roll an additional die.
Yeah, I got it. As you blast into the reactor frame.
Okay, that's better. Okay, so 8 20 points of lightning damage.
20 points of lightning damage. You blast lightning into this reactor frame. Metal is a conductor. Even metal that exists outside of the normal scope of metals of this world, still a conductor. It does not do anything. As you blast the reactor frame, it does not slow down the reactor at all. It does not crack the glass. It is perfectly intact.
I want to swing again.
Okay, go ahead.
As
Rancor,
will
just
Altrix.
to confirm, Rancor, you did not leave sub-level 20, correct?
Is Cortuxuk's monitor or whatever, like, saying bad juju, everyone's about to die?
Cortux's monitor's not
giving me-
doing anything right now.
But I have a sense of impending doom from the stuff going on upstairs.
I mean, when you felt something buzz to life on multiple floors below it, if that isn't a sense of impending doom, maybe, then I don't know what I can tell you. So I'll let you leave. I'll leave what you want to do with it.
I guess I'll wait for the elevator to come back down after Paloma uses it. Just sitting there.
Okay. All right. I'll let one more round of attacks go into this, and then we'll cut to Paloma. In this space.
I want to
and yes,
tell
Sizik.
Ma'Rek and Altrix to back up. And I am going to utilize an action to use the Blizzard Wizard stick.
Okay.
And do the Frosted Wrath. On the glass and metal in the way.
Okay. It's glass. It's going to fail your Constitution saving throw, so go ahead and give me that cold damage.
Okie doke. I'm gonna have to
And it is glass and metal, so it cannot become restrained. Just to clarify.
Yeah, that's not why.
Okay.
Doing
Just
I don't know. Technically, if you hold a piece of steel, it is restrained.
It's a little bit bigger than just a piece of steel.
I need one more D8. There we go. Okay. So that's 27 cold damage. I rolled a lot of 2s.
Sizik, you step forward, planting the staff that you acquired from the Blizzard into the ground. Those blue crystals kind of focus into a line, and just a beam of cold and ice just straight into it. And it makes a tiny little chip in the glass.
Well, that was not as effective as I would have expected.
Okay. Altrix and Ma'Rek, if you will, if you are making a second attack, go ahead and give me those numbers, and then I'm going to go to Paloma in just a moment. Genevieve, if you have anything you want to do, now is the time to do it, before I cut away
30,
from you.
20.
30, 20, okay.
Altrix got a 12 and a 25.
Okay, the 12 is not going to hit. The
using
20.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, the 25 will hit. Ma'Rek, go ahead, and yours hit as well, so the two of you can roll your damages.
14 slashing.
Non-magical or magical?
I would assume it's non-magical.
You slam your sword into the side of this reactor core, and the sword just kind of bounces right off of that frame.
Altrix deals 14 force damage.
Okay. And that little chip in the glass where Sizik had hit it kind of splinters into a tiny little spider web of cracks. And Genevieve, anything you want to do here? Last call.
Muted.
Michelle's like, I don't want to talk.
I said I'll contribute to the attack. I'm gonna take my dagger, and I'll, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't hit.
Okay, good noted. All right, Paloma. As you step out of the elevator shaft on sublevel 15, you immediately feel the elevator door close behind you, and the shaft is being recalled to a different location where Rancor is currently at. So you're now stuck on this floor, at least for the time being. But yeah, it's okay. All right, but what are you looking for? You're headed to the room. True, you could just jump down the floor. That's totally fair. You rush into this room. You slap the hand of the body, just crumbles out of the way, and reach for that lever. You pull it. Nothing happens. Paloma's like, guess I'll die.
Still has over an hour to escape.
Now, Paloma, you, full disclosure, you are fast enough to rush out this room, across the hallway, onto that platform, leap over the edge, fall down 40 feet, and be there at the elevator shaft before the elevator is. And could get on at floor 16 and ride down to floor 20 with Rancor, if you so chose to do so. Okay,
How
so you
slow is this fucking elevator?
Yeah. It's
Normal
not that
elevator
fast,
speed.
but it's Paloma. Paloma runs, jumps. You negate fall damage entirely. Is that what happens? Okay, you negate all the fall damage that you would take from falling 40 feet. Land on your 2 feet and rush at, and click the button of the elevator shaft, dive through as the elevator is passing just through this space, and you are on it, ride down to floor 20 with Rancor. Rancor, you can step on with Paloma, who is laying face down on the floor in this elevator shaft.
Paloma, are you tired? Oh shit! Oh, did I call it down? Oh, I'm sorry. What the hell is going on? Oh god. Okay. Let's all die together then. Can't you not wall
You know
climb
what?
up the shaft?
At one point, there probably were stairs, but when a building falls on top of itself, the stairs. Oopsie.
Could she not
Yeah.
just run up the elevator shaft? Because she can just
I mean,
climb
she's
on
in the
walls.
elevator shaft currently, but yeah, if you bust a hole through, you probably could, but not with Rancor. It would just be you. Nonetheless, though, while the two of you are riding from floor 20 up to floor 17, those of you in this chamber are watching as your attempts to interact with the reactor is not doing much, if anything at all. The energy graph has reached a point that it is spiking beyond the limit of the graph itself. The hum in this chamber becomes a roar. It sounds like a jet engine taking off in front of your face. The air itself is thickening. There is pressure building in your lungs like you are on your last breath. The reactor's rings are blurring as they speed almost like light itself. They are beyond the comprehension of your vision. They are simply indistinct blurs at this moment. Your instinct, Genevieve, and anyone else's survival instinct is telling you that this is not good. And yet, there is a moment that all of you that are in this chamber, so that will be Genevieve, Sizik, wherever Sizik went, Ma'Rek, Owenal, actually no, not Owenal, and Altrix, the four of you can, and I'll count Daiki in that as well. If all of you will make an investigation check, but a Tinker's Tool check, an Arcana check, anything else that you can think would be useful here to investigate this contraption of this machine that you can make, now is a good time to make that check.
Here's your time to shine,
I'll do Tinkers.
Paloma.
Paloma's not here.
Wait,
Oh, we're gonna need to carry yours.
why did Paloma not come here?
You and her are in the elevator. This is happening elsewhere. Yeah.
My bad.
All right, Genevieve, what'd you roll? And what skill did you use? And then what did you roll?
That face says she doesn't want to say.
You have what points?
Investigation?
You have what points?
Oh! Give me a second. Oh, it's the same. Okay.
4. Okay, got it. What you used investigation? Okay, Altrix.
Yep.
When Jared's not here,
Tinker's
someone has
Tools,
to be Jared.
12.
Yeah. 12. Okay. All right, Ma'Rek.
I also got a 4. With the
I rolled
Could
investigation.
I, hypothetically,
The world is doing-
Mr.
We
Mason,
are so good.
Mr.
What do you
Mason,
got?
could I,
Yeah.
as a bonus action, use moment to think to have a second attempt?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Fuck
Daikia
that dice.
rolled okay, but probably not. Well, maybe we'll see. And then
Doesn't she have, like,
Cole,
Flash
is
of
Cole still
Genius?
with us? Cole, are you here?
His camera's off, but he's in the chat. Or he's in the call.
Okay. Anyway. Sizik blew up.
Owens, do you
Alright.
want to talk about it?
It rolled off the net 20. And then it became a 2. So 11 Arcana.
All right.
Doesn't Denki have Flash of Genius? What does that do again?
That is for saving throws.
Plus 6.
This is a saving
it's not.
throw, right?
Is it not for saving throws? I'm sorry, I don't know my artificial.
Saving throws and ability checks.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
What do I remember the artificial stuff?
Aldrich,
I
why don't
remember
you go ahead and take hers? Because her number is lower than yours.
Alright, so I'll go on my 12 to make it 18.
18.
Plus 6, yeah?
Okay. Okay. Hey, 6 is good. That's okay. All right. Altrix, the 5 of you sitting here looking at this thing, thinking, "Oh crap, we're doomed." Put your heads together with your one collectively working brain cell that you can muster in this moment of higher power thinking, and realize that this is not the best idea to break the reactor. To try to break through. At this point, you might as well abandon that idea. Instead, funnel. That is your next best option. In the limited time you have left is to attempt to funnel the energy elsewhere. Currently, there are no conduits attached to the reactor because the reactor is existing on a floor below what it should be. It phase shifted down during something. And you are left in this moment thinking, this energy, where's it going to go? And you can do your best to funnel it somewhere in the moments you have to do that. as the elevator door slides open and Paloma and Rancor enter this space.
Looking up to the roof above us, there's no hole in it, correct?
There is no hole.
They put the energy somewhere.
Hello,
Hold
what's
on.
going on? Why do I have the sense of impending doom and that we're all gonna die?
Because we're all gonna die.
Oh dear. Can I get the
Double
too long
check
get
in.
and read version of what's going on, though?
The
Oh, that's
reactor
probably not a
is
good idea.
the reactor is overpowering itself, and we're currently at an impasse on what to do about that. We need to funnel the energy somewhere.
May I make an Arcana check to know if the second anchor would provide like a sink for some of this energy?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. That's totally fine.
All right, different die.
To the bad dragon.
I roll above a 3. 16.
It's a 16. Yes and no. You can't funnel the energy into this anchor. That actually might be an awful idea. Then it might blow up, and it will be a bomb. You don't want that. Instead, you can use it as a magnet of some kind to push the energy in a particular direction by mentally setting this invisible barrier in front of you with this device, projecting it forward. And you can angle that like a pipe of some kind, but not... You can't make a pipe out of it. You can just get it to go in a general direction. So whether you want it to go up, down, sideways, left, right, I mean, you don't know. But that's about the best you can muster with that.
Okay.
And for this very moment, I'm going to have us all roll initiative just to keep track and tabs on what everybody's doing and how much time we have remaining with this.
Now I rolled.
So what if
Alright,
we just
anybody
didn't do that?
You just didn't do that. 25 to 20. Anybody? Nobody? Okay. All right, 20 to 15.
15.
18. All right, hold on. Is 18 the highest?
I got 17.
All right.
I got 16.
Genevieve, you and Ikea will go on the same turn. Oh, thank you, Cole. I don't know where you went, but okay. And who said 15? Is that Altrix?
Altrix.
Okay. Okay. All right, 15 to 10. Nobody? 10 to 5. Rancor, what did you roll?
I rolled a
Is it
net one
natural?
for a 3.
Okay, got it. Rancor's last. Somehow Owen goes before you with a 4. All right, Sizik is first. I don't know where Sizik is, so Sizik, unless you're back, I'm gonna skip you and go to Paloma.
Use
his histority. Okay, Sizik, make a history check on. I don't know what you're trying to do, but
No, it's a history check.
This Tordy.
okay. All right, make a history check, Sizik. Probably with disadvantage. It's like I'm trying really hard.
He's on the toilet. I bet.
Probably so. And just to let all of you know how this is going to work, initiative count 1. So that is after all of you go, even Rancor. I will proceed with whatever is next. So you have 1 round to do whatever you'd like to do in your best effort to do something. Okay. Gonna use a luck to roll straight. Nah. Bull's playing this game 5 minutes behind.
You don't want to
All right,
okay?
Yeah. 23. All right. Sizik, as Sizik is standing there, wherever Sizik is in this incorporeal room, Sizik realizes that those conduits that you need, the actual pipes itself, are all on the floor above you. There is simply not enough time to get up there, so you instead need to make something of your own regard. With the 23, not that it's necessarily related to history, but to kind of with all of you in here, you do not have the sense that the reactor is going to blow up. That is not, it's not a bomb. It is not going to detonate in this chamber, and you can at least feel somewhat secure that, you're not about to be blasted away into nothingness. But what you do know is that this has to go somewhere. You can't just contain that much energy in one space. You've got to direct it somewhere. It has to be pointed in a direction, and it will go there. With that, we'll leave it at that. Paloma, it is your turn. You got it, Paloma. I believe in you. Oh, and I guess Kaizal is here too. Hi. I'm Kaizal.
Just saying, a whole bunch of energy being cooped up in a small area that can't go anywhere will eventually break free, which is an explosion.
Yes. Yeah.
Not always.
Why you need to direct it somewhere.
But you said it's not going to explode.
Yeah, if you direct it somewhere. Fine. Probably.
Then it doesn't have to be necessarily an explosion. It could be an implosion.
That might be worse. It creates a black hole at Akadon. All of you. Right. By the time you got up to another floor, it would be past 6 seconds. The reactor chamber itself is like 50 feet up. So you need to get back to the elevator, out of this room, up the elevator shaft, and then up to another one, and then bring all that material down here, or find a way to run it from that room down to this one. Blow up Cortuxuk.
Why not both?
Belly up.
All of the above? Or did you say up? Okay.
You have expertise in Arcana. You can do
You
something.
have expertise in Arcana, and Kaizal is here. I don't know what that good does. And Kaizal is here. Sacrifice Kaizal for the bomb. He's down. Okay, sure. You still have expertise, and but Ma'Rek gives you advantage, though, right? Okay, I'm gonna say no advantage, but you do have expertise. That's technically you do by DD. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I think you can be attuned to something until you die, or you take you're a certain distance away, and you're not in that distance yet. So, 1,000 feet or something. Loma's like 45. Loma, you don't know how it's possible, but you just know that if you stick your little bird body out forward, your little talons, and you use your mind and your reservoir of deep, godly, arcane power that you don't actually have, but because you're a monk, we're gonna call it that, and you focus you can push this energy a little nudge in a certain direction. So you can assist in moving it in a particular direction. So if you're deciding in this moment, since you're kind of leading a cascade, if you want to decide that chamber or that direction is up, then you are the first person that pushes it in that direction. Okay. Up it is. Up it is. Okay. All right, Ma'Rek, you're up. Daiki and Genevieve are on deck.
I don't even really know. Are we all in the same area still?
Yes, you're all standing here watching this reactor.
I'm gonna touch the reactor.
Okay. It's hot.
How hot?
You take
I regret that.
take 14
question.
points of fire damage.
Alright. Well,
That
that's my
much.
turn. I don't want to fucking do anything else.
You don't want to do anything else? Okay.
He's unenthused. He's just kind of like, fuck this.
But you know what? Okay. All right. Well, in that case, Genevieve and Daiki, y'all are up.
Well. My intuition's been quite quiet since this has all happened.
Sorry.
Yep, that's
Never.
me.
I'm
You
never
probably want to know how I
trusting.
got in this situation.
Never trusting my
Y'all
gut.
started
Yeah.
6 minutes ago when I made a decision.
It wasn't even 6 minutes.
It wasn't even 6 minutes. It was actually like maybe 2.
Well. I have a spell that I might have researched a little bit, but we are not
Those are the best
entirely sure.
Those are the best ones.
So. Okay. So I read up on the spell that I have that I reached out to you about. And it said it's up to DM discretion whether or not energy can be stored into it.
Got it.
So, I will go ahead and summon it, and just let you decide what happens there.
You summon an iron pot onto the floor in front of you. Regardless of what's inside of it, it weighs 15 pounds. It is 1 foot wide and 1 foot tall, so it's a large iron pot, I guess. And it is sealed shut. In this particular moment, that is not going to help you. However, you can help direct this energy flow in some capacity.
With the pot lid?
With the pot lid. Yeah. It's not that helpful, but it's something, right?
Altrix sees this, it's like we're dead.
It gives up.
No, this is what happens when you trust the gingers.
Genevieve is very stressed and may not be really great under pressure. So
Yeah.
the team is now learning this.
Yeah, totally fair.
So yeah, I'll help Paloma direct this wherever
Alright.
she wants to.
Okay. Acting in unison with you, as you cast a pot, Daiki is immediately going to touch the pot and also with one of her fingers and touch the floor with another one of her fingers and then reach a hand up as she will cast Fabricate. And she's going to siphon material from your pot and the floor to create a funnel that attaches on top of the reactor with a 4th level spell that she is holding onto. And that will be her one and only 4th level spell slot that she has, and that also is her turn. Altrix, you are up. Owen was on deck, followed by Rancor.
Okay. Real quick bonus action moment to think.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
Let's get a moment to think, and his focus right now is alright. Got a funnel, put it in there, but where is it going from there?
That is what Paloma has decided is up.
Up, just up.
Just up.
Alright.
I don't even know if Paloma actually is the one that solely decided that. I think that was just decided by a group of a collective people that just said, we're going to go up. And that was what we did.
I'm going
I guess that's where the original output was.
Sure.
Yeah, I will try and use this arcane anchor. Anchor of Akadon. Just to redirect the energy, kind of like you said, it's almost like a magnet. So it's like as I bring it towards, like energy from this contraption starts to get pulled towards the anchor.
Or repelled.
Repelled, gotcha. Altrix will kind of like try and swing around and I guess repel energy away from the anchor itself and towards this funnel.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. You can roll with advantage.
I'm on literally anything higher than like a 7. I've been
7
really
it is.
terrible all day.
7 it is. Someone's got to be Jared.
I see double digits. All right,
Let's go.
one's a 5. Another's an 11 for a mod 20.
Okay. You, in conjunction with Paloma's shunting of arcane energy, with Daikia's funnel that she's building, you add to that contraption. It will go up. You are determined that that will be what happens. Anything else, Altrix? That's your action and your bonus action, technically.
Technically, I use my movement to even swing around, so that's it.
Okay. All right, Owenel is going to cast, as a bonus action, Conjure Cover. Walls that are 18 inches thick and composed of 3 5-foot long, 3-foot high segments just kind of appear. They're not very big, but enough for you to duck and cover behind, as that is his contribution to kind of provide you a little bit of cover. And then, Rancor, it is your turn. And the last turn.
First of all, I just realized something that I'm going to have to talk to you about because I don't like you. Second of all, I guess I'll have Shoni fly over there and if he can do magic-y energy thingies.
So you want to tap into Shoni's magical powers-ish.
Yes, because this has gone so well every other time we've done it.
Right, absolutely. Make an Arcana check.
Me or him?
You.
I want to preemptively use luck.
Okay.
Can I use another one?
No.
Could I pretty please use another one?
No. 1 luck point per roll.
Inspiration.
I don't
Inspiration
have
is different.
inspiration.
Okay, well, you don't have inspiration. That's fine.
You don't give me inspiration, Mason.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Total. That's 15.
All right. All of you, brace yourselves. You dive behind fractured debris in this chamber, behind Owenel's barriers. The reactor chamber floods with searing brilliance. Through the glare, you can see it. Those pipes are severed. We already knew that. There is nowhere else for this energy to go, but you have created a rudimentary pathway that is up. And as you hope, pray, you sit there, and the reactor abruptly pauses. Everything stops for a moment. There is silence. Quietness comes over this space. Stillness. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Whereas the reactor cap blows off of the top of the reactor, the weakest point. A blinding pulse erupts above you. It rips as a column of light and plasma through the sublevels above you, through stone and steel, And then, as our focus pans to a larger scale, we see the frostbitten waste, the frozen surface above the long-buried city of Akadon. That ground is torn through. Material is thrown into the atmosphere. The snow for the surrounding 12 miles instantly vaporized. It is solid ground now. The overcast clouds, the unending storm of the frostbitten waste shove back for hundreds of miles in an instant, and a vast laser beam lances upwards out of the ground like a beacon, piercing the early sky of a new day on Alethea. But it is not quite dawn yet. The last bit of the moon felrow, as it moves across the sky, that beam pierces right across and grazes the surface of the watery moon above you. And the moon falls. Thank you all for joining us. This is your reminder that the adventure does in fact continue, and we'll see all of you next time. Have a good night.